The family dinner was supposed to be a calm and happy evening. My wife had invited her parents and siblings over, and I thought it would be a normal gathering. The food was on the table, laughter filled the air, and for a while, I actually felt relaxed. But I didn't know she had something else planned, something meant to humiliate me. Halfway through the dinner, she suddenly put her fork down and cleared her throat. Everyone turned to look at her, expecting maybe a toast or a light-hearted comment. Instead, she began listing every little thing I had ever done wrong in our marriage. From forgetting anniversaries to working late hours, from not buying the right groceries to leaving dishes in the sink. She called them my mistakes, but the way she said it, it sounded like she had been collecting ammunition for this exact moment. At first, I thought she was joking. I even gave a small laugh, waiting for her to reveal it was just a playful jab. But the longer she spoke, the sharper her tone grew, and the more serious her words became. I could see her mother shifting uncomfortably, her siblings exchanging nervous glances, but she didn't stop. She seemed to be enjoying the spotlight, almost as if proving something in front of her family. I sat there, stunned, listening as she aired out our private matters like entertainment for her family. She accused me of being careless, unloving, and even said I wasn't the man she thought she had married. Every word was like a stab to my dignity. I clenched my fists under the table, my appetite completely gone. Her father, a stern but fair man, kept his eyes on me the entire time. He didn't interrupt her, didn't scold her, but I could sense he was waiting to see how I would respond. And that's when something inside me snapped. I slowly stood up from my chair, making the room fall into silence. My wife smirked, thinking I had nothing to say or maybe that I would apologize in shame. But instead, I looked straight at her and said, "You've listed all my mistakes tonight. But the truth is, you're my biggest mistake." The words hit harder than any insult she had thrown at me. The room froze. Her smirk disappeared instantly, replaced with shock and disbelief. Her siblings gasped, her mother covered her mouth, and the air grew heavy with tension. For the first time that night, she had no comeback. Then, to everyone's surprise, her father leaned forward, nodded slowly, and said, "He's right." The room fell into an even deeper silence. My wife's eyes widened as if she couldn't believe her own father was agreeing with me. She stammered, "Dad, how can you say that?" But he didn't flinch. Her father spoke firmly, saying that a wife should never humiliate her husband in front of others, especially not family. He told her that marriage is built on respect, and what she had done was disgraceful. He admitted that while no one is perfect, tearing down your partner publicly shows immaturity and cruelty. Tears welled up in her eyes, but it was too late. The damage had been done. She had tried to shame me, but in the end, she had only exposed her own bitterness. Her family sat in uncomfortable silence, realizing that the mask she wore as the perfect wife had just cracked wide open. I pushed my chair back and excused myself from the table. I didn't need to stay and argue. I had said what needed to be said, and her father's agreement was enough to close the matter. I walked out of the house, leaving the dinner unfinished and the family stunned. That night, I realized something important. Love without respect is meaningless. She thought she could make me small in front of others, but instead, she lost the very respect she craved. I wasn't angry anymore. I was free. From that day forward, I stopped seeing her as my partner and started seeing her as a lesson. A lesson that sometimes the bravest thing a man can do is stand up, speak the truth, and walk away. And in the silence of that night, I felt lighter than I had in years. The chapter with her wasn't over yet, but one thing was clear: things would never go back to the way they were.